We're live now. Hi, Matty Tarot.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. So we're getting set up for readings. Hi to the people that have come in. Hi, Kim and Assel. And everybody share the show.
Hi,
We'll go
everybody.
over we'll go over a couple of things. And that will be in the description is our disclaimer, our guidelines, and also pay links, live pay links if you want to give a donation, but we do free readings. Please share the show and bring people in. I'm going to bring up our banner so that you guys will know where to go to subscribe to Matty
Yeah.
Tarot.
Yes.
Yay. And here we go. There we go. So, if you're new, please go after the show or whenever you can and subscribe to YouTube channel, Matty Tarot. And so everything's kind of floating by underneath us right now. So you can kind of
Yes.
see that.
Thank you.
Okay, it is Wisdom Wednesday.
Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome.
Yep. And
Welcome.
so
Wisdom.
we will be giving this wisdom out. I have oracle cards, 2 decks tonight. So,
Oh, yeah.
and we always want to do something special for you guys. So, we do have to talk about some things
Oh,
on your
yes.
little sign later. We're getting all set up. Hi, Nia. How are you?
Let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's see. So, it's Wisdom Wednesday. So, we're going to share some wisdom. And I wanted to share this quote with you, Debbie, with everybody. So, it says, "The mind knows nothing. That is why it must think. However, the heart knows." So, what do you think about that?
I like that because, there's times that you love at first sight type of thing when relationship is great. And I love that. And yes, the mind, we need to think and then we start the wheels going. But I love that.
Right.
I love that about the heart. That's really neat.
The thinking aspect is like we're thinking because why do you have to think? Because it doesn't, like, the mind doesn't know. And it just really, I don't know, it speaks to me and says that, like, when we get in these mental loops and we're going around in circles and we're creating fears, it's like that's all based off of what? Nothing. It's like the mind knows nothing, and so what's that? There's like a famous quote. I don't know if it's like Plato or Aristotle or somebody, Socrates maybe, but it's the man who knows anything knows that he knows nothing at all. And it's
Okay.
something, the pursuit of knowledge is a never-ending pursuit. But yeah, I wanted to give some examples of this. So what is it, when you think of going head to head with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
like that's like a conflict, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then but having a heart to heart is like you're
Oh,
understanding each other,
yeah.
right?
Right.
So I thought that was interesting too. And then when somebody puts their hand to their head and they're like, it's
We
like
all do that.
right, that shows confusion or frustration. But when we go like this, that shows that
Yep.
we are understanding or relating to the other person. So I don't know, I just wanted to bring that up. What thinking versus knowing is like, the heart knows, when you just know something and you're like, I don't, it defies what I'm thinking and it defies what my doubts are, but I'm gonna pursue it anyway because I just know. And
When you think of empathy, and we feel this in our intuition. To me, it more would come into the heart
yes.
when we have that come in. I know that my intuition for emergency comes in through my abdomen. Okay.
Okay.
And what comes into my head is communication from the other side and the words. And
Or
but when we have feelings and we hear a story or we get somebody's emotion, or they're going to cry, or they're getting choked up, or whatever is happening, I think we take that in our heart. And
yeah, I agree. I think that, you know, ultimately the mind is what's putting the words to it to help us make sense of it or articulate it. But, you know, the sense of knowing, I believe, comes in through the heart.
hi, Erica. I want to say hi. She's chatting away in the
Hello.
comments, and we
Hi.
appreciate that.
Yeah, so I think, hi, Erica. I wanted to say one other thing about you had just said, I'm so sorry, I'm spacing. Oh, the sense of knowing in the heart.
Hmm.
And, you know, when you just feel it, it's like, I mean, I personally believe following your heart is the way to a happy life. You shouldn't, and a lot of times our mind will trick us and make us think that we're following our heart, but your heart doesn't want to be hurt. So, you know,
Hmm.
pursuing things in your life and continually getting hurt, you're not following your heart. Your mind has tricked you
Well,
to think.
I can see where you go, oh, my heart, I want to go after this relationship or this, out of the other. When your mind's going, wait a minute, do you know this person? And you've only known this person for 2 weeks, and on and
Right.
on and on. So there you
Hmm.
go.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so
Oh,
interesting. And I don't know. It's like a lot of people say the ego is like bad. You shouldn't be ego, but like there is
oh,
a there is a use for the ego. It does have a practical use.
let me tell you this. Um, Great leaders have big egos. Please, please, this is true. When people are talking about someone and say, "Oh, they're so full of themselves," and I said that gives them the strength and the confidence to do things, and to speak and to give their opinion without being afraid. There's nothing wrong with that, and so I really feel like the strong people out there are the ones that are, have that. So it's not a bad word. I consider my ego to be pretty darn high. And,
Yeah,
but you can temper that with compassion and love, and not make it
empathy.
about you, but
Yeah,
make it about confidence. And that's what I love. I love strong people, especially women coming into their strength and their voice and their opinions. And so I try to be that way. I am that way. I think it comes natural to me. So ego isn't bad. People, the way that people talk, they can make it any way they want. They can convince people one way, or it's bad or good. To
right.
me, the one that's confident can lead, and the one that gets things done. And I always say, like, when you're a psychic, for anybody out there that is just getting into it or doing tarot or something like that, I tell them to get an invisible cookie jar in front of them. And it's filled with the most wonderful cookies that you want. And they're called psychic cookies. And every time you get something right and you go, wow, that's really great, take the lid off and have your no calorie, no fat psychic cookie. And the more cookies that you eat, the bigger your confidence is, so that you can go out on those limbs. A lot of people don't want to go out on the limbs. Matty Tarot, I will tell you, I've done some incredible, um, crazy readings where I go, oh my gosh, how could this be real? But I'm going to tell them. And I tell them the whole story is crazy and weird and everything. And then they go, spot on. Everything you told me is my life. And that's what's going on. And that's what's in it. As much as so a lot of psychics are going to go, well, I can't tell them that. I
I I,
don't.
I
It's
think the
too
most. I'm sorry.
they think it's too outrageous. But you have to eat those cookies, get the confidence, get the ego up, and tell them.
I agree. I mean, I'm fairly new on my journey, but I think the most I impressed myself the most one time when I this woman, she, you know, she had, I asked her if I could share her story with others. So this is, you know,
Okay.
that's why I'm saying it. But she was worried because she had had a cancer diagnosis, And something in the reading was just like this message in me, or this voice in me was just saying like, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. It kept saying it. And I was so hesitant to tell her, because I was like, I'm not going to go there. Like, that sounds, I don't want to be the person that said, but it just kept, it was incessant. And so I was like, I'm just going to say that you're going to get a call and about some good news. And I don't think you have anything to worry about. That's how I put it. And then she called me like 3-4 days later, and she was like, just astonished, because she said they called and it was a misdiagnosis and she didn't have cancer. I was like,
Wow.
I was like, wow, what on?
We tend to go, whoa.
It really affected it for me, though. I was just like, wow, I really need to listen to my inner voice a lot more.
Yeah. And you just have to say it. I had a good friend came to me for the cards, and she had the diagnosis of a cancer that was inoperable. And so she said, let's look ahead from now through a year and see what I have to go through. And I put the cards down and I said, nothing. You're good. I said, they're not going to do anything. They're going to just watch it. You're going to be fine. Here she has an appointment for the oncologist, right? So she gets back with me and said, you were right. Nothing. They're just going to let it go. So we played this game for about 5 years now, where she comes to me and she says, and I go, look at it. And I go, nothing, you're good. Until last year, when I said, okay, you're going to be going through the stuff. And because there's changes, but you're going to be fine. And she found out she had to go through this stuff because she saw me before she saw the doctors. So she found out she had to go through this stuff, and that she was going to be okay. And so we just do a check, yearly. But I go, who's going to come and sit in front of her, who tells them she has a very certain cancer, and that what's going to be like in this year, and it's inoperable, they can't, and all that.
Like
and
horrible.
people are going to not want to say, when you get the cards and says nothing, that's a hard thing. And but I just go, no, I tell you, I don't see anything. I think you're going to be fine. Go live your life, don't worry about it. And she went to the oncologist, and that's what came out. So it can be amazing what we get, and just blow us away as readers. It blows us away when when those type of things happen.
Yeah, definitely. And it gives me, like you were saying, it gives that little confidence boost.
It does. And
I
it does. And
feel more-
eventually, because that's why I can just go out, and when I do a homicide or something, I just go out and I say, well, this is what happened. And I don't, I really don't second guess anything anymore, because I've done it so much. But I always encourage, new readers to write down their notes and their feelings,
yeah.
even if they don't want to say them.
Yeah.
So
definitely. All right. Well, I have our affirmation card of the day. Let's see. It says, it kind of goes along with intuition. So, following your intuition, that little voice in your head, the one that speaks first, and then you start to doubt. I call, that's your intuition. It's leading you toward your greatest good and your highest potential. It says, today I have faith. Today I have faith and truly believe that anything is possible. So when that little voice, just everybody watching, when that little voice comes in your head and it says that crazy thing that's like, yeah, move across the country, and whatever it is, and you start to doubt it and come up with all the reasons why that wouldn't work, just remember to have faith. Anything is possible. That's your intuition speaking. And if you will it, it will become. I like to say this. People say, seeing is believing. No, I think it's the other way around. I think believing turns into seeing. So
that's awesome.
All right, but we got some people asking for readings here. You guys submit your questions. It's Wisdom Wednesday.
Do check the description so that you know how to phrase them and put them up there, so that we will grab them. So no proper names. I just grabbed a collective. Let's say it's for the collective card, oracle card, and it is medicine mother. And
Medicine.
so what the message is honor your inner knowing. That's your intuition. Honor it. Use it. It is a gift. It's a gift. Very
Yes.
good.
You have to silence the mind. When you're thinking, it's really loud, right? It's like full, it's like you can't, there's no way to know if you're still thinking, right? So silence the mind and sit with that with yourself, and you'll find the answer within. It will be that soft voice, that calm voice, that inner knowing. That is your intuition.
Awesome. Okay, you guys. So it's random selection, for the randomly we select. Matty Tarot will do someone and I'll do someone else. That's why we can get a lot done. Now, you guys, we only have half the people we usually have. So please share the show and help bring people in so that we can get subscribers for Matty Tarot on YouTube. And you are free to donate tip if you want. The live links are in the description, and also scrolling across is the information. So we're going to go ahead and get started and get our cards going. And I can look at general. Let me see. Tonight I can look at 3 months. If you haven't had one, a 3-month reading from me in the last, few months, I will do a 3-month reading, but that is going to include January, the rest of January, or general, or an oracle.
I'm going to pick Tammy F. Asher at 647.
Okay. Go up. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab somebody and I'm going to just type it in the comments, you guys, the next person. So don't leave. And I'm going to write their name in the comments, okay?
It's so funny that we were just talking about this. Okay. I'm going to pull one more. Peace. Okay. Tammy, I think you are coming to this realization. I think you've already had this realization, probably, likely, but if not, you are very close. But everything happens for a reason. You may not see the reason in the moment, but you got to release any regrets that you may have. You've got the 5 of Raphael here, so there's some sort of a loss or regret, or some sort of something you're grieving over at this time, or maybe this has, like I said, already happened. But you need to embrace the opportunities for happiness in your life, because where the mind goes, the body follows. So what you direct your focus to is the lens you view the world through, and that is what will be shown back to you. So search for the silver lining. You have the power to manifest the life you want. You've got the Magician here. So whatever you need can essentially magically appear. There's a successful beginning coming for you. The first seedlings of a new beginning. Whether this is a new relationship or just a journey of self, or possibly rekindling, but you must follow your passion. It's interesting, this message, because look at the card that just came out. Intuition. We were just talking about this. So intuition and peace. You need to follow. You need to listen. I have a feeling you doubt that voice in your head. So okay, sorry. I have a feeling you doubt that voice in your head when, or from your heart. Your intuition speaks. You doubt it. You come up with many other ways or many other reasons. And you kind of go, the more you think, the more you don't know. And you kind of get yourself off track or into over-analysis paralysis from this. So follow your intuition for peace if you would like to be led toward peace. There's opportunities that are arising for you, and your hard work will be rewarded. You need to release yourself from a burdensome situation, though. And we've got here the Knight of Pentacles and then the Magician underneath again. So you've got the Magician twice here. You have so much power and potential. You just need to commit to yourself. Knight of Pentacles is commitment. It's slow but steady wins the race. It's a journey towards something tangible, taking actionable effort, putting the work in, and that is exactly what you are doing. But what you don't see coming here for Gabriel. Time for a celebration, abundant rewards and from your hard work. Release yourself. So you're putting the work in, and you need to start listening to that inner voice a little bit more. Okay, that's all I have for you today.
Thank you. Okay, Norma. Hi, Norma. Oh yeah, the little gnome. I remember the little gnome picture, little profile pic there. The first card that comes down for you is a man. I get a King of Cups. Sometimes this is a dad energy. Also, someone that is very loving and devoted and all of that. I want to tell you that this can be somebody in spirit or somebody coming in or someone that you're thinking about because it comes down first. Crossing you in temporary energy is some good news, like wanting some good news to come in. In the future, I do get that if you need to talk to someone to make a decision or just need to talk to seek out people. Okay, I get that you'll need some opinions of others in order to make a decision. Past position shows me a money-minded male in priority, and so I have him there. As far as travel goes, I'm looking at January, February, and March, and I don't have that for you. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what I do have. For January, I do feel like an idea comes and you can jump on it and successfully implement it. I feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere and it puts you on a new path. I also have from this positive change good fortune coming for you, which is really good. In February, it does show me this could be you or someone else, a very loving woman that's a match for this King of Cups, a Queen of Cups. So very nurturing, very creative, very psychic, by the way. So I do get this wonderful, loving woman there. So that can be you or it could be somebody that is important the first 2 weeks of February. Mid to end of February, we get to find out that money's going to come in the future on a regular basis with the potential to grow. The biggest thing that I do see for March is you in the first 2 weeks kind of not trusting what's ahead, but it does show me pretty much you're just going to be doing the same thing that you do. If you work or whatever you do, to regularly to make money or whatever. Sometimes this is an education or training, but I'm going to go more whatever you do is what's going to happen. So there's no bells and whistles to that card, but just kind of a normal end of that March. And that's what I have for you. Oh, wait a minute. I took 3 extra cards and I kind of said, well, what's going on? Like why maybe there wouldn't be traveling or what is special is going to be coming ahead. They did show me a little bit about juggling money. So I always tell everybody to pray to manifest money in, or taking some money and putting it over the ocean, or we're moving money somewhere. But I do see that movement of money. So I always say, wish for more to come in. It does tell me that you're going to have a psychic gift given to you of intuition. So don't be surprised when all of a sudden you have a new knowing and you go, wow, I know this. I think they're going to come in and bump up your psychic ability. You do have the Star card, which is a message from the other side, and it's to have a positive attitude. Wish it to be. Really want something. That's the law of attraction of bringing it in and manifesting. And it also says hang in there. No matter what happens, have hope and courage because great things are coming for you. And they want you to know that. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely. Okay, Tammy, thank you for the validation. I really appreciate your message. I saw that you just sent that. Okay, so I'm picking Jen. It says love reading, please, at 6:51.
There it is. Okay, got it.
Hey, Jen. Just a moment.
Okay, Sherry, I'll be doing you next.
All right, Jen. Jen, you're a little guarded. Okay. Communication coming. Okay, so let's get into this. You're a little guarded. You have your guard up. You have a wall up. This is because of some sort of injustice that you feel has happened. Maybe in your path, maybe with the current person you're seeing, maybe you're not seeing a current person, maybe there's somebody who you broke it off with and you wish you were seeing. Either way, it's not so important here. It's more so that what's going on internally with you, and it is time to take action towards something. You instinctively know what to do, but you're not doing it. But once you do it, there will be sudden and immediate results. And there is an important communication coming toward you, or somebody's coming in to talk. And this might make you angry. You might see it as a disruption. Just know that so okay, no, here's what I'm getting. There's somebody that you are wanting to speak to or wanting to rekindle with or something, and they are going to come in and have this communication for you. It's going to be, you're going to be elated about it. However, it's something that ultimately is going to be a disruption and leave you with a lot of anger because they are wasting your time. And there's something better waiting for you. So you need to do what you know is right for you. Okay? Stand up for yourself, put boundaries down, communicate effectively. Yeah, it might be sweet. You might have this sweetness of feeling of love or, whatever it is for this person, but they're ultimately going to leave you hurt because you don't get what you want from them. You don't get what you need from them, and they're not able to meet those needs. And so, you're being tested. If you've ever noticed that you have like a repeating pattern with people, or there's some sort of lesson that keeps coming around, this is your test. Because what happens is once we learn a lesson, we come to a realization about something, then we get tested one more time. There's a circumstance that comes in again, and we have to apply that knowledge. And if we don't apply that knowledge, then we're stuck in that cycle. That's a karmic cycle, right? But as soon as we apply that knowledge, we pass that test. We no longer come in contact with that anymore because we see it coming from a mile away from then on out. And it's kind of like the wisdom, you gain the wisdom. So this is your test. If you don't want to continually be put in a situation or a repeating cycle that you've often felt this same type of pain, in the past many times, then you need to do something different this time. You do the same thing, you get the same results. Do something differently. I'm going to pull one of these cards. Let's see. Just as I suspected, true colors. So we tend to say someone has shown their true colors when they get upset or angry without looking at the situation objectively. Just because we get mad doesn't make us abusive or toxic. We all get angry. But when it repeatedly goes too far, and especially if it's unwarranted, without valid reason, and comes along with invalidation, it becomes a character flaw. See this person's true colors. I'm just going to leave you with that. I think that's all it has to say. So that's all I have for you today, Jen.
Thank you. Sherry, I've got some cards for you. There we go. I'm looking at 3 months for you. So we'll see kind of little bit more what's going on. You have the card of psychic ability, Sherry. The first card down is the moon card. That's my card for psychic ability, paranormal activity sometimes, communicating with the other side and getting messages maybe at night or in dreams. So a great psychic card here. This is you. I do get the thought of taking a trip, or also it can be healing, going on, starting a healing thing going, for you. I get that energy crossing over you, but you might be just thinking about going on a trip. I don't see you doing it, but that's that energy over you. In the future, so this is going to be past March. I do see that there could be some legal type of paperwork come in that you have to take care of. I feel like everything's okay about that, but I do see some kind of legal thing coming in. I do get, and this probably is you, I get a very compassionate, loving, and intuitive woman. I love that a lot. Um, for January, I feel like you're all about, like, traditionally everybody goes into January wanting a brand new beginning. I think that's what you did. Like, I just need a new start. I want a wonderful beginning. So I do have that for you. Yeah, we're going to switch the light because I get that anywhere from, maybe it's happening just before now or to the end of this month. You're a little bit guarded and watchful, almost like I got nicked once. I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen again. And we're just have a little stress there, a little being extra careful, like I'm ready for anything. So I don't see that you have to be that way, but I kind of feel like things switch over to that if they haven't already. When I get to February, I do get fond memories of the past. Um, Good remembrances of a gift given and things like that. So we do have this really sweet, loving thing here where we sit down and we think of these great memories. Mid to end of February, I get you waiting for some kind of results. Got to wait on something, see what's going to happen, waiting for results. In March, I do feel like one thing I really like is I think for the first 2 weeks, you kind of go with the flow. I don't want any drama. I don't want any friction. I'm just going to go along with things. Whatever's good for everybody's good for me. We're just going to path of least resistance, right? And I feel like that's okay because we're going to switch it up. And I see you really working hard, taking on a lot of responsibility and having a lot to shoulder during the rest of March. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely. Okay. Thank you, Jen, by the way. I'm happy it resonated. I'm happy you got clarity. And thank you for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to go with Jessica Hodges at 7 p.m. She says, would love a guidance reading if possible.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm still just pulling some cards. So just a moment. Okay. So, Jessica, you this seems to just be the theme of tonight. I guess my intuition was telling me something. But your intuition, you need to listen to it. It says that listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. And I mean, it says it right there. Look. Second line. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. So the moon comes out here. There's some sort of emotional turmoil that is happening. Some sort of insecurity. Something has triggered an insecurity of yours. You are not seeing the situation clearly because you're seeing it through an emotional lens. And you need to face your fears and grow stronger. I think I've shared this before, but I really liked the way it was put one day to me. It was that, think of a trigger is caution. Think of a trigger like, okay, a trigger, what's another name for like another thing that's similar to a trigger would be like a button, right? So like pushing your buttons. So when we have triggers or our buttons get pressed, we tend to project, and we are looking at the world through a very subjective lens, which is unique to us because of our experiences and our past and everything, that the way we think about things, but perspective is reality. So ultimately we need to understand our triggers are our responsibility. It is our responsibility to communicate effectively prior to reacting to the upset emotion or the angry emotion we're feeling, whatever we're feeling. Prior to having this lash out reaction, we need to communicate effectively, because people aren't walking around usually. Most people are generally good, and they're not walking around trying to upset others. There's some people that do that, sure, but most people aren't. Most people are just trying to mind their business, keep out of people's way. And so, but we take things so personally, so easily. But that's, we gotta hold off on the reaction, assess what's happening, communicate effectively, give the opportunity to have it, kind of even out and become calm again, and have the opportunity for understanding. And if we don't do that, we're not giving that opportunity. But essentially, dismantle the wiring to the button, because if you do not have the button, if you don't even have the button, people can't press it. So that's kind of like we're talking about doing the inner work. You move with caution because of certain, I feel like you don't say the things you want to say. You're timid, because of the way you're perceiving other people's behaviors or reactions or things that are happening around you. And really, I'm just going to say, it sounds like a person, like somebody's trying to gaslight you would say, but I'm saying it to try and help you realize that you're being way too hard on yourself, and you're being very, very, you're beating yourself up for no reason, but it's all in your head. It's that the thing you're perceiving about the other person and what they actually mean under the thing, and how they're actually, that's all in your head. It's not really the case. And really, communication can clear up some things here. The Chariot is here, determination and self-control. Okay, so there's some sort of victory that you're working toward. I believe that you're trying to open up, you're trying to listen to your intuition more. The High Priestess came out as well. So it says powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation will provide you with valuable information. So I see clarity coming for you. We've got through the form of ideas here. So ideation. Through the form of ideas will bring clarity, which is another word for intuition. And then follow the flow. So going, there's two ways that people can see going with the flow. You can go with the flow and just kind of be passive and like whatever, and not have an opinion and not say anything, express your needs at all. That's a great way to flow right into a brick wall, or like into the rocks and the dam or whatever. That's a great way to hurt yourself. Going with the flow the right way, or the I don't want to say the right way, but like the more positive, fulfilling, and nourishing and uplifting way would be to be expressive of these things, because that is what literally weeds out all the things that don't align with you. Is you communicating. The power of the spoken word is very, very impactful in your life. And so when you're able to articulate your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you're able to put that out there in words and make it clear and stand on it, you change your life. You change the relationships, you change all this. So go with the flow by articulating yourself, communicating effectively, saying what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you won't, what you don't like, what you will accept, what you won't accept. Okay, so yes, I've been very lost since my husband passed. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jessica. You don't let that harden you. Don't let that harden you. You've got I know that's so difficult. It's way easier said than done, obviously, and my heart goes out to you. But a lot of times when people face painful situations in their life, they close up. and they stop giving. And that is just, again, it's not going to help you in any way. You want to remain open. Okay. So it's right here, the Four of Ariel, it says, when you give, you also receive. You might be resistant to change. You might be resistant to moving forward with the life that you're living due to this extreme despair that has happened. But there's immediate results that will come for you upon giving your faith, letting go and letting God, essentially. There's important communication coming as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with one more thing. Hold on one second. Right there. Well, it says stop isolating. I think you've really shut down since this has happened, and it's saying that you need to let that wall down. Stop isolating yourself and go inward to listen to your intuition. It will guide you to what you need to do, but to open yourself back up, because you're only compounding the pain and the impact that has had on you by shutting down and isolating. Okay, that's what I'll leave you with today. God bless you.
Oh, we got spam big time. Oh, paragraphs. So one went up by mistake, but person's blocked now. But I had to get everybody got spam just now. Wow.
How annoying.
Okay. Oh, they're crazy. Okay, let me go find mine. You can talk about subscribing and all that for a minute while I.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, please, you guys, please subscribe to our channels. I'm at Matty Tarot and Debbie's at Psychic Fixes. So youtube.com/@Matty and /@Psychic Fixes. And please follow our channel and turn on the notifications. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, giving free readings. You can also find the links below for any donations. We greatly appreciate that. At the end of the day, these are free readings. And yeah. If you want to show my QR code for the, if they want to book a private.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
And if you want to book a private reading, Debbie's going to put up a QR code that you just scan.
Yeah, you can come back and watch it later, and it will take you right to booking a. Let me just take that down for a sec. Hold on. Hide current. There we go. And that will take you right to booking with Matty Tarot.
Yes.
Okay.
My lovely QR code it's got my face and a bunch of crystals in the middle, so it's great.
You did a good job with that. It's great.
It was fun to make. I had to make sure it worked, so I was like, okay, I hope this doesn't take them to some random random site. I don't even know. It's like,
where am I?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I found out, asshole, who you're going to be with. But I want to tell you some stuff first, okay? I don't know if you've had some really struggle, confusions and arguments or whatever. I get that in the past. So I feel like, wow, I do feel like that you have big decisions to make. I see you walking away from something. I see you ending something. I don't know if this has already happened or not, but I didn't put timing on it. But I do see you just don't know if you want to accept anything, or if anything's offered, I get I don't know if I want it. So we got some tough things here, but I did ask the other side. It looks like you are either on or coming into a brand new beginning. As far as getting married, you are going to get married again. You will have a new house, another house. It will be true love. Lots of love there, okay? So the guy is going to like money. He's going to be good with money. I feel like he's a leader. Sometimes these guys are, a high up in management, or they're the business owner. Sometimes they are just giving financial advice, but their whole life is going to be about building, their money and dealing with money. It does mean a lot. And so sometimes I say there's a caution on this, because that means a lot since their theme in this lifetime. But you have all this love cards, love, 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 love. So you don't have to worry. This person's going to really love you, and he'll be good with money. And that's what I have for you.
That was lovely. Okay, I'm going to go with, first of all, thank you, Jessica. And thank you, Kim, as well. Jessica Hodges and Kim Bracken, thank you. And I'm going to pick Crystal Komarnicki. I think is how you say it. Komarnicki. At 7:19 p.m.
All right, there we go.
All righty. Okay. So, Crystal.
Komarnicki.
Something like that.
I like that.
Crystal, I'm just going to say it up front. You're not going to, I don't think you're going to like my message, but you need to hear it. You've known this for a while, what I'm about to say, but this person is a waste of your time. They are wasting your time. They're also tearing your self-confidence and your view of yourself down. If you take a look at over time your interactions with this person, you will see that it has not lifted you up to a higher place. It has taken you down. And yet you're still looking for that approval from them, or that love. But you need to start moving toward a new emotional situation. And you already know this. But again, I think it's I don't know if you're here at the beginning of the show, but we were talking about how following your heart, and a lot of times we'll tell ourselves we're following our heart, and we're in a situation with a relationship that's not working out. It's really, really, affecting our mental, and it's really taking a lot out of us, and we're continuing to try without getting that same effort back. And we'll tell ourselves we're following our heart. It's because I love them, it's because I want to do. But really what's happening there, your heart doesn't want you to be hurt. You're not following your heart. You are following the deception of your own mind that has convinced you to continue to going back to a place where you're going to continue to get hurt. And you know it. You know that you're going to get hurt. But you get this hopeless hope sometimes, and you go, okay, well, let me try for the 987th time and see if I get something different out of it. How many times do you need to be shown that this person is not going to value you the way you deserve to be valued? I know that's probably very hard to hear. You have to have determination you have to have enough frustration within the situation to be determined to do better for yourself, because this person's not going to do better for you. This is a challenge you can resolve. You need to withdraw from the drama. So it's like every time you go toward this person, it's all the drama. It's all the drama. And in a way, you have to kind of, even if you don't consciously think this, in a way, you have to admit to yourself that maybe you're somewhat addicted to that cycle of the drama. Maybe there's something about it that that's doing something for you, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about that. What it is that recognition and awareness brings change, right? So you, maybe there's something that reflects or you get out of it. Maybe I mean, you got to do the introspective work because it's different for everybody, but typically when someone is addicted to that type of a cycle or continues to find themselves in that type of a cycle, might be better words to choose, because I don't think you'll consciously recognize it as being addicted to it. But if you continue to find yourself in that cycle, you have to, realize that something is drawing you to it. So you might be somewhat addicted to that subconsciously. But typically it has to do with shame, internal shame, self-worth, and feeling as if they were never validated, heard, or loved. So really, it's, in a way, it's just mirroring there was a pattern in your childhood that never came to full circle in the way you wanted it to. And so you're continually attempting to seek out the new ending, or a different ending for that same pattern, but creating that same pattern in the process. You have to do something. So here it's going to say, it says new beginnings, right? So that you need to leave this person behind. Stop it. Let them block you. Say thank you. I'm glad you blocked me, because that way I have no way to reach you anymore, because you're not healthy for me. You need to have a new beginning, starting a new life, finding your purpose, forgiving and compassionate review of the past. It says, the Ace of Raphael here says, a positive new emotional experience comes from this. So a new beginning, leaving behind that. You got to grieve the loss of that, whatever that means, whatever this person means to you and what they're giving you in life, which I don't see as much. So you got to ask yourself, you got to really sit down and ask yourself, what am I getting out of this situation? And those, if it's just a list of negative things, you got to say, okay, well, why do I want that? Why am I, that's all I'm getting out of this? Or why do I want that? But if there's some positive there, then you got to find alternative ways to give those things to yourself, or get those needs met from others, and from, your family or your friends. And so whatever this person's giving you, the list of positives, you find ways, other outlets to get that same thing, or learn how to give that to yourself, because, you can get love from friends. You can get love from family. You got to find a way to fill those needs, because that way, when you get rid of this person out of your life, you won't feel like such a depleted void of like, well, now I was relying on this person to give me all those things, and now I don't get any of those things because they're not in my life. Well, you got to find a way to replace that. Okay. And then that way it's not as hard of a transition, but a new emotional experience comes from you doing this, fulfilling romantic relationships, and deep and lasting spiritual insights. So you're on a journey. It's a bumpy road. The Chariot here, you got to get over, you come out victorious in the end. And that is when you transition and move on. Six of Swords, when you transition and move on, and you're going to have to deal with the grief that comes from that. And the Five of Cups here. So it's a hard journey, but it's so worth it. Just in the future, you're going to thank yourself, because you're going to say, you can either waste many more years in this cycle, depleting how you feel about yourself and depleting your outlook on essentially yourself and life, or you can do the hard work now, rip the Band-Aid off, put the work in, and find your happiness, within yourself, and then again elsewhere with someone else. Okay, that's all I have for you today.
Thank you. I have some cards for Marky. Marky, I really do get that he is ambitious and he wants to, like make his way to the top of his field in all of that. So I also get very good with business. He wants everything to be good. He really does want a good life. He wants a good relationship. I also see that he is probably creating somewhat an investment, and he aspires for a career offer. It shows me him working, and the last card shows me why he's holding back. So he has my card of withholding, with not wanting somebody to find something and carrying a secret. So this is that card that's a caution that there's things you don't truly know about him. So this is him carrying a secret, not wanting anyone to find out. So that's the card I have, and that is why. There we go. Well,
I want to give one more message to Crystal real quick, because
oh sure.
said I needed to hear that I need to find the true me. He blames the drama on me, but not himself. That's because he won't take accountability. So he's immature and he doesn't know how to be accountable. You know, when somebody doesn't want to be held accountable or take responsibility for the impact that their behavior had on another person, that is typically how they react and lash out, is by blaming you. So they'll blame you or something else on their own behavior, on the choices they made. I'm sorry, they'll blame their behavior and the choices they made on you or someone else or something else. And that in their mind is justifying the reason that they don't have to be responsible for the choices that they made, and they took what they did or said, and blah, blah, blah. And that you should, it's very dismissive. It's like, you should just stop. Like, how you feel doesn't matter. Calm down. And what I say go. Like, that's just ridiculous. Nobody, like, so it's just absolutely behavior you shouldn't tolerate or put up with, because it's the workings of a child. You, like, hello. Be responsible. You are a grown human who makes autonomous decisions. Be responsible for what you're saying and doing, and how that impacts other people. You're not the only person in the world. So you have a fear of being alone, Crystal. Fear, isolation. And you got to find out the reason why. That's where the key is. Why do you fear being alone? Maybe you don't know yourself that well. And so it doesn't sound like a good thing to you to be alone. I would encourage you to get to know yourself better, because I'm sure you'd find that you're a beautiful person on the inside and out. And ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours or trying too hard to please others. Stop trying to please this man. Knight of Michael here says, time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. So right now you're letting all this emotion run the show. You need to come in and logically think, why do I keep getting hurt here? I got to stop going there. You wouldn't continue to touch the hot stove after it burnt you. And you wouldn't continue walking toward a giant hole in the ground if you knew that, like, you were gonna, if I keep walking, I'm gonna fall in this hole. Why would you continue to do that? So, sudden changes will come when you start choosing logic over emotion and cut this person out of your life. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Well, we are at just past our hour. We're going to be doing a show Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, Fluid Friday. We're going to ask you what's in your cup. Tonight I had water.
Tonight I had juice.
Oh, I'm not organized enough today. I've been writing, so you guys expect a couple of books out of me in the next 4 weeks. But we need to get going. But please go to Matty Tarot on YouTube and subscribe if you haven't yet. And that way you'll know, if you subscribe to us, when we're coming on live. Usually we take off a holiday if it's a holiday, but right now we're scheduled Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless it's a holiday, but we'll be here. Join us again on Friday, Fluid Friday. You're going to let us know what's in your cup, and we're going to have Friday Feuds, another question or poll. So that'll be fun. But yeah, thank you for everybody joining us tonight.
And we had some new people come right at the end. And next time, try to make it early so that we can get a reading for you.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, have a great couple days. Friday. See you then.